T-minus 1 minute.
What?
More juice for the gyro.
Like the juice. Yeah.
T-minus 50 seconds.
At the point where we're at, it is a lot easier for new people to get up to speed really quick.
T-minus 40 seconds.
Let's go. That's a W. That's E1. That's E1. That's a W. How many of you want to eat a W tonight?
T-minus 30 seconds.
Retail taking over our camera. I think there may be a penalty for excessive celebration, but you know what? I'm going to let that one slide.
T-minus 20 seconds.
That's what I'm talking about. Now y'all some fun.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Take a deep
4,
breath.
3,
This is it, right
2,
here.
1, 0.
Let's dig in. Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. Guys, we've got some live eBay sniping football cards. Lamar Jackson says he doesn't want his contract to be fully guaranteed. It could be some incentives in there. He just wants the fully guaranteed portion to be equal to or larger than Deshaun Watson's. So we want to talk about and look at the Lamar Jackson market tonight because there's a likely chance that he could be on a new team in 2023. I do believe we are going to have a hitman sighting here in a few minutes. He's probably wolfing down a burrito or some chicken nuggets. As a matter of fact, speak of the devil, look who we got here.
What's up, man? The good old hardware issue having with the camera today, but we are up and running. How's everyone doing this evening?
Doing great, man. Look, we got Derek out in the chat here. Fishy. Early bird gets the worm, or the early angler fish gets the other fish. Got James out there. Got Matt Murray. Good evening from Fort Myers, man. Good evening from Fort Myers. It's awesome. James, how many of you want to eat a W tonight? Yeah, we're gonna eat some W's. Steve, we broke down tight ends and we broke down quarterbacks in a tiered system. Tonight we're going to talk about running backs amongst the top rumors and news coming out of the owners meetings. We want to look at the market. We want to see what we can get into tonight. Derek's out in the chat. If he says go ahead and rip his Bowman Chrome U hobby box, we'll go ahead and rip that for him here on the channel. I've got some other mail over here that we could open up. And we're going to have a good time, man.
Yeah, I love it. Curious to see what you got coming in the mail. I've been picking up a couple optic previews past couple weeks. A couple of these guys.
2022 optic previews?
Yeah, there's a few guys from this class that I think are worth buying that are still going under the radar. So get them while you can.
Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, I would very interested to look at the optic preview market. So you feel right off the bat, I mean, that is a big storyline. 2022 Donruss, 2022 Prism, 2022 Select. Right off the bat, do you feel that the 2022 optic previews are going undervalued? And if so, who's your top target right now?
I've been trying to get guys that are going under the radar a little bit right now. I mean, everyone's going to be looking for Pickett, and everyone, maybe Olave is kind of like a fringe guy that some people are sleeping on and some are buying. He's still pretty affordable. I like Treylon Burks. He started really emerging as the season ended, but then he had that concussion. And I even like Aiden Hutchinson, honestly. I know we don't do a lot of defensive guys, but you've seen what guys like some of the 49ers defenders get. Nick Bosa. We had, Trayvon Diggs last year explode. Like, some of these guys are good enough. They'll be here to stay. And another guy like Sauce. Like, I'm personally not going to pay Sauce prices for Sauce right now, but, he's an interesting guy. But you can find Aiden for a decent price. And you can find some Burks for a decent price still.
Very cool. Check out this factory 2022 Donruss factory football set. I don't think this includes any optic previews, does it? This is basically the complete base set.
Yeah, no, I would think it probably doesn't. Probably
yeah, but with Brock Purdy, Kenny Pickett, and the others in this set, incredible wide receiver and running back talent from this past draft class. Do you think that the complete factory set for $84.95 is worth it? You do get a 5-card bonus pack here. This is, I mean, you're guaranteed to get, fairly mint condition. I mean, your chances of getting a 10 on like the Brock Purdy or the Kenny Pickett that you pull out of here, rated rookie. Look, find a 400 card set plus 5 bonus previews. Look at that, Steve. The bonus pack on it is optic rated rookie, and it says they're hollows. So it's rated rookie preview hollows, dude.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple guys that are going to be big-ish ticket on those right now. So, yeah, I mean, if you're really a complete setter kind of guy, I suppose for the intrigue, why not? But unless it's Pickett, the previews haven't been too expensive.
No. Christian Watson, $28, but that's a little lot. So, reminder here, guys, to make this sold items button here on eBay your best friend. Here's James Cook, Buffalo, $5, $6. There's the Brock Purdy. That's what you want right there. 49ers starting quarterback, Cinderella story. $69.99 or best offer.
Probably has a flaw. There's a C description notation.
Oh, and it's got a C description, so that's probably bare bones. There's your Sam Howell. There's your Sam. That one's, whoa, look at the off center on that bad boy. Wow, man. It looks like there's some centering issues going on with these, Steve.
Yeah, see, look, Olave, $10. I mean,
yeah, Olave, $10, and that's well centered. And he gets a big quarterback upgrade. Derek Carr has a pretty impressive deep ball numbers the past couple of years.
Yeah, there's some intrigue here. I mean, a lot of these guys may not stick long term, but there's some guys that are definitely potential high ceilings that haven't quite hit their ceiling yet. We talked about Olave. We mentioned London a few weeks ago. Derek mentioned him in the chat again. Those were both guys. Ritter was announced the starter. I think that's most likely.
They keep saying it. I know they keep affirming everybody that he is their starter. So what are they going to do? Trade back? I guess building the trenches, build up the defense. I mean, they're still picking in the top 10, so they're picking at what, 8, right? So it's like, they've got a premium pick. They can definitely get a quarterback that's better than Ritter, in my opinion, my humble opinion and analysis of Desmond Ritter. But hey, and I think that would be a big boost for, all Atlanta Falcons skill position players, but namely like the wide receivers. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they roll with Ritter. Hopefully we see some big year 2 development happening there.
I think the Falcons are probably doing it right. Here's the thing is teams are willing to give up the farm just to get one guy. Football doesn't end in 2023. There's a draft next year. There's a draft after that. There's a draft after that. There's so many ways you can build your team up instead of just trading away your future for one guy.
Very true, man, because you don't want to draft that star quarterback. It's almost like Joe Burrow in his rookie year. You can even go back and look at Derek Carr's brother, David Carr. Look at Andrew Luck. You don't want to. It's such. I hate it whenever they draft a star quarterback and put him behind this like really bad, terrible offensive line. So it's always nice to build up in the trenches and then plug in that final piece, that quarterback, and bring everything together. So yeah, I mean, it does make sense if they go that route, and we'll see what happens. But man, it is enticing, especially with today's super mobile quarterbacks, which really kind of, helps negate some of the weaknesses on the offensive line, right? Like if they drafted a guy like Anthony Richardson from the University of Florida, who's super mobile, who, looking at his film, he's got a cannon of an arm too. It's just struggles with accuracy issues. A lot of people compare him to Josh Allen. Like he could be the next Josh Allen. And obviously, that's a pretty rare development tree that Josh Allen went through in his career from year 2 to year 3. So it's highly unlikely that Anthony Richardson could do the same thing, but he's got the raw tools and abilities to be that guy, the size, the athleticism, and the arm strength to be that guy. So, if they drafted a guy like that, especially for a team that had the highest run rate in the league last year, they ran the ball like 65%. Something. They had the highest rushing rate in the entire NFL last year, Steve.
Yeah, I think I'm behind the pick to stick with Ritter for one more year. I mean, if they go quarterback, as long as they're not trading their future away for it, I don't think it's a big deal. But there's definitely other ways to go. We've seen it with the lines. I mean, look at Tampa last year. You saw the difference between Tom Brady with a line the year before, Tom Brady without a line. I mean, it can make a Hall of Fame quarterback look like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league from one season to the next. And that can happen to just about anybody. So I do hate when they draft, this would-be great quarterback and he gets just trampled and they're like, he's no good. So, if you want to give these guys a shot, like give them somewhere where they can flourish,
Guess what else just hit the market, Steve? Panini Obsidian, Panini Honors, which, they have a couple really rare cards from Honors that are serial numbered. They do have this cracked ice that is numbered out of 15. That looks really sick, really sick. I actually highlight one in tomorrow's Auction Sniper article for the player I wrote up tomorrow. But check it out, Steve. It's one of those lesser desirable sets for sure. The Obsidian's picked up steam, and then Contenders, dude. Contenders rookie ticket autos are out for 2022 rookies.
That's pretty exciting, man. Here's the thing with Honors. It's still kind of like a lesser known product, but it doesn't come out every year. It comes out every 2 years. And there's some really rare cards in there, including possible Patrick Mahomes rookies that have been, purchased, serial numbered, autographed, stuff like that. So Panini does a pretty good job with that product. It's just kind of like a lesser known endeavor, but there's 101s. There's new cards, there's old cards. It's kind of like a mixed bag, but that's why the price tag is so high, because the ceiling potential is very high. You're not just getting this year's guys. You have the potential to get like I said, a Mahomes rookie, optic, auto, or something of that nature.
Yeah, really sick veteran cards, and it's hobby only too, right? So, it's got a little bit of scarcity to it. It's a little trying to make it a niche set, and it does have some cards in it that are definitely desirable. And Obsidian, I mean, they've kind of carved out their little niche as well. I mean, this type of etch card I think looks really nice right here for Steelers fans, Kenny Pickett fans. I mean, that's a sick looking card. And then they also do the black color blast now, which is a case hit, which is a super popular case hit insert, horizontally formatted. One of the few horizontally formatted cards that do really well in the market.
I love the red and purple floods. A lot of times those come from the Asia release. The case hits from, I believe, the North America release is the white Contra, which is like the white version of those parallels. And then, Obsidian is nice, man. I think even the base cards look really nice. And I like that just about everything that comes out of the product is serial numbered.
Let's see what we got on Contenders, because this is my favorite release. This probably the optic Contenders. It's a much smaller box. Like, you're gonna pay about the same, I think, maybe a little bit more, but you're only gonna get the one pack of like 8 to 10 cards, like Obsidian. And you could see the price on that. This is $349. You get 18 packs of 6 packs, 6 cards per pack. I'm not even gonna try and do that math. That's like 60? That's 108 cards, right? But you're in the box break. You're getting 5 autographs, including 1 on card. They should all be on card, but we'll let them slide. At least, it's really hard to screw up an autograph. I mean, I know they've done it. They put the wrong stickered autograph, but you don't have to tear up a card to see that they put the wrong autograph on a card, right?
Contenders it's interesting. I mean, Panini kind of sandwiched all their big releases like in such a short window. I mean, I don't know if that was on accident or on purpose. I mean, I think it's a huge mistake. Obviously, these guys maybe have some other peripherals that I don't know about, but I think that you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot when you dump all these great products out at once. I mean, people don't have money to buy Obsidian and buy Contenders and buy this and buy that, and then you'll have Select and Optic out soon, and it's like they probably could have did a better job spacing them out.
Yeah, I mean, but I get what they're doing. At the same time, they're trying to capitalize on like this, little football hype cycle from between the free agency and the draft, and then also people getting their tax returns back and this and that, year-end bonuses. So I get why they're like timing the releases of their bigger products like the Prism, the Select, Donruss, now rookie ticket autos, Optic, I'm sure will be here. I haven't looked at the date yet. We could pop over and look at the date, but what do you think of this rookie ticket auto design here, Steve?
I like it. I do know that sometimes I feel like they try too hard, but it's basic, but it's not bad basic. It does have eye appeal still. And I think even though it's horizontal, that cracked ice Hutchinson was really nice.
Contenders Series Platinum, some retro veteran guys here. Signs of Greatness Gold. Signs of Greatness Gold veteran cards. Rookie Ticket RPS Platinum. They typically will do a retro throwback. This 2002 horizontal here is going to be, I'm guessing, super rare. Only found in the hobby SKUs. Look for the homage to the 2002 Rookie Ticket RPS of the brightest young stars. Huh. Got some die cuts, superstar die cuts, crown jewels. That Tom Brady crown jewels is interesting.
Nice. I like that.
All new die cut insert crown jewels featuring some. I hope that they're none of these little sell sheet captions are indicating that they're short print. So like the manufacturer typically, if they designate it as a true short print insert, then it'll have a print run of 150. But without designating it, I'm not trusting them. What would disappoint me is if they have this insert and they've got like 10 parallels of it or 15 parallels of it to where there's super common ones and super rare ones. Just make one or two parallels and have it all rare, right? I mean, would you agree with me, or do you think that the way they do that with a lot of inserts is cool?
I think that certain ones should just have like a single rarity tier. It does kind of take away from the desirability if there's like multi-levels. I think maybe the exception might be like the Downtown or the Kaboom, where there's like a gold version. But those are also the like most desirable case hits in the hobby. So I think that there's an exception to that rule. If you really want something to be desirable, it's got to be what? It's probably got to have some eye appeal. It's got to have some scarcity. If it's, I don't know, one per case, but then there's one per case of this tier and it's this color. And it's like, I think that they should just have it look just one and make it rare. Make it less than one per case. Go back to the old ways, make it 1 in 96 packs, make it 1 in 400 packs, make really rare cards that if you look back at even the junk wax era, that's what people really go for now even.
Oh, buddy, man. Check out this Christian Watson red zone rookie ticket auto. $3.99 or best offer accepted. Should we play the guessing game on this one? Should we look it up?
Say 275.
275. Let's pop over here to 130 point. Let's copy that title. Let's pop over here to 130 point and see if we can fire up that best offer accepted search. 130point.com. Great resource for searching the best offer accepted prices of sold listings on eBay. Let's check it out. See what we got. 250, Steve.
Pretty close.
Really close. Man, that's a big discount. That person got like a 40% discount, man.
But you gotta ask yourself at the end of the day, is 250 still a good price?
No. I mean, unless it's all personal collection for you.
Yeah, when it shakes out, even if he has a pretty good year this year, I think those will probably run 2/3 of that, maybe half that.
I just can't fathom him having anything better than that way he played at the second half of the season with Rodgers, with Jordan Love this upcoming season. I just can't imagine anything better than that with Jordan Love. I only expect, my expectations are instantly lower with Jordan Love just because we haven't seen enough consistency from him. We haven't seen him play enough,
That same card of T. Higgins took 3 seasons to get to about $100.
Yeah,
which is around where it's at now. So think about that in perspective. You're paying for a lot more because it's new. And that people are paying for that, like you say, the recency bias. Hey, a new product, gotta have it.
It's crazy because here's a Garrett Wilson on the Jets, who, by the way, got Offensive Rookie of the Year, and it sold for yesterday $100, over 50% lower than the Christian Watson. $100, and this guy's 99% likely getting Aaron Rodgers. That's crazy.
When you gotta have it, you gotta have it, I guess.
Brand new product, right? Oof. Check out the Aiden Hutchinson base on card, though, which, from what I've seen in the past, it's based on the athlete, right? I mean, if they had the athletes show up to their event where they had the stack of rookie ticket autos, like Zach Wilson, there's a little video. I put it in a video. Zach Wilson sitting there signing a whole stack of rookie ticket autos. Then they got the on cards. If they weren't able to show up, then they send them a book and they sign a bunch of book of stickers, or they send them a box of cards and get it. So really, from what I've seen, is the later round, the later draft guys, they typically have sticker rookie ticket autos. These guys that were first, second round draft guys, they have a lot of on card autos because I think they get invited to that rookie premier event where they have them sign all the cards.
I like it, man. I think it's subtle, which is fine because there's a lot of cards now that are just overdone, and I think that one's about 75. I'll say
75.
Yeah, I don't think there was a big discount on that one.
I mean, he had such a impressive rookie season, honestly, and the Lions are ascending big time. He's like a hometown hero. 75, man. You hit the nail on the head, brother.
Rain Man tonight.
Hey, man, this is why you're on the show, man.
Actually, a buddy of mine got in a break, and he got the Alec Pierce cracked ice already.
$40. Well, congratulations to your buddy, first and foremost. I was taken off guard by this $40 Taekwondo. Wait a minute. Is this something new they're doing? Was this on? Did I just not even know? Oh, it is on the 800. So did you see what they added to the rookie ticket auto? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is new. They typically have not done this in any previous sets. Well, they actually did do it back in 2017. Look at that, Steve. They added the rookie card shield logo to the rookie ticket auto.
Oh, okay.
This one's got a dimple right there, looks like.
Interesting play.
They haven't done that since like 2016, 2017. I specifically remember looking at those rookie ticket autos and them doing that, but they didn't do it last year. They didn't do that in 2020, what I remember, unless it's like part of this design over here. because I mean, it's obviously like when you get something that has this massive rookie ticket over here, you automatically associate it with being an official rookie card. But I guess to simplify things, it does make sense to put that rookie card logo on everything that you consider an official rookie card, right?
I think the placement's really interesting, but hey, I'm
the
not against it.
placement's interesting. It's like sometimes some of these designers, man, they struggle where to put that.
I mean, unless the guy's autograph is so big that he signs the whole bottom of the card, I feel like even under the ticket on the right side would have been nice, like on the bottom right of the card.
We got 260 here for Sam Howell doing the dance, man. It looks like he's doing a dance in his picture.
Looks like he's
like an Irish river
dump,
dance.
Maybe.
Got the Sam Howell, man. Check it out. So even got a little color match in the rookie card shield there. Got the Washington Commanders logo. Sam Howell, not a terrible autograph. I mean, it's more than 2 letters, or more than 1 squiggly in 2 letters. So, and it's an on card. 260.
I think that's a bit much. You're betting he really goes off. We were.
It is a bit much.
Year. You were waiting for Hertz to go under 200, which it did very briefly, and then that was the end. Now the base Hertzes are like what? Probably 6.
Yeah. Depending, I think from what I've seen, the research I've done, the rookie ticket autos like from 2020 have continuously gotten more and more scarce.
Nobody's gonna sell, right? Those guys are playing at an elite level. You have a card of that magnitude, it's advisable to probably just hang on to it.
Yeah, so let's go look at the sold items. They've continuously gotten more scarce. You can see, these are ended recently. This is today. Some pretty big ones were purchased. PSA 10s. That's a beautiful card right there, man. That throwback from 2000. That's sick. There's the optic out of 199, 810. See, I mean, it's not like we're finding just like the base rookie ticket autos selling every day. It's becoming quite scarce, especially in any type of raw format. There you go. There's the optic.
That's
RPS.
Probably going to be one of the lowest you're going to find too.
Yeah. I mean, auction, just, somebody got themselves probably the lowest they're going to find. Card has a surface issue top center. So we've also got a defect noted on this card. And their ending time, the picture's great, everything's but there's a defect. So
yeah, I want to see another listing for a base with no defects.
Man, it's going to be tough to find. Look, like March 15th. I'm telling you, these cards have just gotten more and more rare. Here's one. Here's one because this is a 9, and that a good 9 and a good raw are going to be fairly close in price.
Sure, yeah.
And these were both looks from Australia, but it looks like they're different listings, at least different.
Yeah, it's a 674, 675. So somebody was lucky enough to have 2 of those.
Cracked ice, whew, buddy. Championship booklet. I mean, it's going to be hard to find a raw rookie. Here you go. Here's one. Definitely looks like there might be some issues. Ago. Yeah.
And it's probably with a better picture, you could have gotten a lot more.
But the 9s, I guess we could see what those 2 9s closed out at. We could see what these 2 9s closed out at. Which one you think? Well, they're pretty comparable in the autograph, signature. Just click on one of these. And actually, once we Google this on 130 point.
1,500 AUs, whatever that means.
Australian dollars?
Yeah. I don't know what the conversion rate on that is. I don't know. I'll go like 800.
800? Let's see. Well,
1,300 AUD. So whatever that is in US dollars.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say, wait a minute. It's like best offer accepted and went higher. So
Bust out the conversion calculator.
yeah, AUD to USD. $1 Australian dollar equals 0.671. So 1302 is 874 US dollars.
Yeah, not too far off. Yeah, I mean
There you go.
and that's, you know, with the exception of the Surface issue one, like that's pretty much what we were seeing. 9s for, you know, 800-900 and up. So again, that's a card that you could have dabbled in for around $200, not but 6 months ago, you know.
Yeah, not 6 months ago. So I'm gonna go back to the chat here and say what's up to Jeremiah, Tyreek, Roland, 5 Aces 88, hashtag pull the patch, OG in the house, Derek's let me see if he said anything about his hobby box. Got Steve Guess out there, got Boggy present. Steve said it would have served him better if he showed up for their playoff game instead of staying home. Not a team player. Victor, smash the like button. Love it. Thank you, Victor. You're a good man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Rashad White, doggy. Chad's on the Rashad White trail tonight. I really hope he has a big second year, man. Hope he has a big second year. Roland got him a Christian McCaffrey Optic Contenders auto.
Ooh, man. Like rookie year?
2017 rookie ticket auto. That one we were just talking about because it does have that Rook card logo on it. And you could see they actually put it in the picture, like the picture part of the player. There's a James Conner. I actually have a James Conner in my collection. Probably end up holding that one. I didn't pay that much for it. Oh, let me filter by football. I think I'm only in like maybe $20 or $25 on it. So
we are not finding who we're looking for here.
Yeah, I was just pulling up the rookie ticket auto market
OJ Howard
2017 as a whole. Yeah, where did he go to? He went. I'm gonna pull it up.
He signed somewhere recently. I believe he's going to be the starter.
Yeah, you know, he's it wasn't it was the Raiders. I was like, that's right. Because Darren Waller went to the Giants. The Raiders picked up OJ Howard. So I think he's gonna split time with Foster Moreau. And
Foster Moreau is out for the season, Andy.
What happened?
Foster Moreau is out for the season.
Already?
He's having cancer treatment. He is out for the year.
Oh man.
That's why they picked up Howard, I think. So I think
that makes sense.
He may get another chance to start.
100% then.
Unless they go first round tight end. That's the only way I couldn't see him not starting.
Hey, he's a former first round tight end. Guy just can't stay healthy.
Brad Kea. Hey, Jake Butt. Juju. 3 out of 10. Wow.
Gold, baby.
Wow.
You like the 2017 design or the 2022 design better?
I mean, that's an optic though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, just the design.
They're actually not that different in my opinion. Except for we're looking at an optic that's got a lot of color on it. The 2017 base contenders actually look super similar. The only difference is the photo on the 2017 is on the right. I think it's on the left on the new one.
This might be the one that Roland got right here. This Christian McCaffrey. There's a Christian McCaffrey Silver Prism rookie ticket auto. Congrats on that card, man. Really nice card. Really nice card. Great card for the collection. Derek says rip whenever we want. Awesome. I've got the the old camera gooseneck set up. We can definitely rip the box.
I like the McCaffrey pickup, man. He's got the potential to be like the running back of this generation. He's got the skills for it. So it's just a matter of if he can, put a few more seasons of high-end play together.
Travis says he's gambling on Desmond Ridder every chance he gets. We talked about him earlier in the live stream. Derek says why? Yeah, I'd want to know the same thing, man. I'm out on him. I'd rather gamble on a Sam Howell. I'd rather gamble on Kenny Pickett, although his market is still pretty hyped up. I maybe like take some stashes on Bailey Zappi. No, I'd probably at that point I would deviate into skill position players big time because I love investing in guys like Kenneth Walker III, Breece Hall, Chris Olave, Drake London, man, even Jahan Dotson. Like do a stack, do a Sam Howell, Jahan Dotson stack. Probably pick you up some 2019 Terry McLaurin's, get you a Commanders stack going. Probably get some really cheap Antonio Gibsons. We talked about that 99th percentile speed. Nice, man. Check this out, Steve. Eclipse says, speaking of Treylon, he just sniped a Prism Color Blast of his for 290. I'm not sure what the 2022 Prism Color Blasts are typically going for, but for a case hit like the Color Blast, Steve, across the draft class, I mean, that seems very reasonable.
The Color Blasts of, quality rookies is they carry a lot of value. So I think that's a good spot. I think that's got, maybe 600 plus potential if he puts a full campaign together.
So, oh, there it is. 290 in the auction today. There's the card. There's Eclipse's cards right there. Yeah, man, such a sick looking card. I think there's still a decent chance that Ryan Tannehill gets traded this offseason. We talked about all the reasons why last week, and I mean the writing's on the wall. So yeah, man. I mean, even if Ryan Tannehill's back, I mean, obviously Treylon is their number one wide receiver. And he's definitely got some depth chart competition with like Chig Okonkwo at tight end, Nick Westbrook-Akine. I know you were high on him last year, Steve. He's kind of like the underdrafted version of Treylon Burks. And he's got some interesting talent there. Cool card, though.
I'm trying to remember, did they made those in 2020, I think. I'd be curious to comp like a T. Higgins and just see, right around where, the ceiling could be for him.
Yeah, there's the Ridder. I could take a look. Here's some of the veteran guys. Christian McCaffrey, 750. Jalen Hurts. There's a Dameon Pierce for 240, 250. And I want to flag that, guys, because I do want to talk about this running back ADP. I've been looking at some really interesting data from Fantasy Mojo on the current average draft positions of Superflex best ball tournaments that are being drafted right now that have the rookies on a big board. So basically, they're including the rookies. You don't know where they're going to land. People are still doing best ball drafts right now on underdogfantasy.com, which is a lot of fun. And we have got yeah, man. So Derrick Henry, 300.
Look at Kenny Pickett.
There's your Garrett Wilson for 1,000. Jahan. Okay, here's a good comparison, Steve.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson going for 610. He got the Treylon for 290. That's a steal, man. That's a steal on Treylon.
Yeah, you saw where some of the veterans were sitting, and those are always going to fetch a good dollar amount. But the rookies, if they excel, carry exceptional value. If you look at obviously the rookie of a Burrow versus this year's, it's going to be, 8 to 10 times higher probably.
Yeah, Breece Hall 600, 700.
London 858.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker, 780. There's and look, I mean, Treylon Burks, here's an auction on the 27th.
Olave, 1100. I feel like, obviously it's a shame he got hurt, but if you're getting into some rare Treylon Burks cards, like that late season injury is saving you a lot of money right now.
Yeah, plus lack of good quarterback play and injury. Started off the year bad with the roll and the breathing, the rumors about breathing issues and stuff. I mean, there's just so many good things for people that want to buy low in his cards happen to him in his rookie season. Like, obviously, he's an ideal candidate,
And that's, them, the Raiders, they say they have a starting quarterback. That's never stopped any coach from changing their mind on anything. So
let's look at some of this ADP. I want to talk about running backs. Nice. Jeremiah got a couple howls under $10 on the previews. Love it. So last 7 days, draft board format. There you go. Never too early. Superflex best ball tournament drafts from March 23rd to today, March 30th. And you can see the ADP. So this is on average where people are selecting these players in paid money leagues. This is a direct correlation with their expectations of performance, which in the offseason, when you don't have team records to contend with and stuff like that, it's almost a direct correlation to their hype for their rookie cards, right? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow. No surprise there. There's your boy Fields. Check that out, man. Last year, Justin Fields was what? 3rd, 4th round. Superflex guy, man. Superflex. Now he's in the 1st round. There's no more getting him at a good value. And you can find that same thing with his rook cards, right, Steve? I know you look at Justin Fields' rook cards all the time. So it's like you see this direct correlation.
Yeah, I mean, now with the with the weapons, and maybe they're not done putting, some players around them, it's going to be interesting. I still think that they don't necessarily walk away with the division. I think that they'll probably finish second in the division this year, but they've got the framework for what could be big time offense for a really long time. If you can give him that running ability, but not make him have to run all the time, his longevity in the league will be a thing rather than taking all those hits.
Justin Jefferson now several spots ahead, clear number 1 wide receiver selection there, ahead of Jamar Chase. Christian McCaffrey, the lone running back. Now this is a super flex, so we could obviously come over here last 2 weeks or last 7 days, just go and do a best ball slim, and we could see, where fantasy leagues where you prioritize the bell cow running backs, the alpha wide receivers with limited target competition in their offense are being drafted compared to a super flex league where you can start 2 quarterbacks any given week. So quarterbacks are prioritized. Had a little bit better correlation with the way quarterbacks, drive the NFL franchises and the football card market. But in a traditional league where you're prioritizing running back and wide receiver, it's interesting to see a clear number 1 spot there for Justin Jefferson, but Christian McCaffrey right behind him at number 2. Austin Eckler still going at number 5 in the 1st round. He may be on a new team next year. Jonathan Taylor. People are still expecting him to get back to form.
Wow.
Saquon Barkley.
How do you feel about that?
Which one?
11, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, so this is what's so interesting is this is how highly touted Bijan Robinson is. He's not even been drafted yet, but the guy's film and college stats and his measurables are so damn impressive that he's already being drafted in the 1st round because people expect him to immediately step into a role, kind of like Breece Hall did last year, where it's like, even though Breece Hall stepped into a committee out of the gate, he quickly seized a bell cow role because of how well he executes in every facet of the game. You know, just like Kenneth Walker did for the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, he had some injuries behind him to help him there. Look at Tony Pollard. Now, this is big right here, man. And he's coming off of a serious playoff injury, and he's still being drafted at the end of the second round. Don't get me wrong. I think he's worth it. I am a little concerned he's not going to be 100% come season start. But yeah, man, this is a huge boost to his ADP, all because they finally, he finally just took over last year. But they released Ezekiel Elliott. That was a big deal. Zeke's all the way down here now in the 12th round. So many years of Ezekiel Elliott being drafted in the first or the second or the third round like last year. Zeke Elliott falling all the way down to round 12. What happened to those rookie cards in the past month, Steve? They tanked as well. And that's why I tell you guys, it's so critical to look at ADP in the offseason because it's a direct correlation with the hype and overall value of their rookie card market, like their stock as a whole. If you looked at the player as an index, Yeah,
and I think that the what's his name, Pollard take goes a little bit deeper than that. People have been 3 years now waiting for him to, supplant the running back charts and make it to the top there. So I think that there's a lot of anticipation built into that. Obviously, he did perform last year adequately to warrant that draft pick, but I think that a lot more of it's even built into the fact that people have just been waiting. Like or the consensus according to this is him before Jacobs. I would take Jacobs first personally, but Pollard obviously is in that realm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, his ADP is going to change drastically if the Cowboys were to draft a guy like Bijan. If we can actually go and look at this format as well. So we look at last 7 days of the Best Ball Slim, and we can look at this format and let's see, rookie. We could sort by rookie. You could see that Bijan is the number one rookie going off. And then you got Jahmyr Gibbs, running back. Jahmyr Gibbs played for, you guys are going to kill me because I'm not like a college football expert. For Alabama, right?
I think so. I only know a handful of the guys too. I don't follow college as heavily as Carter or Derek does, but
Gibbs ran the second fastest 40-yard dash of any running back with Texas A&M's Devin Akane 4.32 leading the way. Gibbs should remain locked in as the RB2 of the 2023 draft class. He's an early declare, showed elite acceleration and hands in pass catching drills, weighing in at 199 pounds. Some added good weight would benefit Gibbs, whose 3-down skill set will make him a week 1 contributor for whoever drafts him. So, yeah, watch out for this guy. I did get it right, by the way, Alabama. I knew it'd go with my gut. So I have done my research. I'm just not not the expert, not the expert like a guy like Derek is. So, yeah, it's super interesting. And you got Zach Charbonnet here, who's a really fast satellite back too. And then you got some wide receivers. So, but look at where these guys are being drafted overall. Their average draft position, it's a big gap between Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jackson Smith, wide receiver from Ohio State, and it falls off pretty quick. Pretty quick, man.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people are high on those QBs, and there's going to be maybe the first 5 skill position guys off the board, and then you'll see a major cliff after that. Even those 2 tight ends were in the top 10, I believe, still right around there.
So check this out, right? Jonathan Taylor coming off of an injury. A high ankle sprain is like a nagging injury for a running back. He dealt with that for the better half of the season. Tony Pollard's coming off a broken leg. Josh Jacobs was the rushing yardage leader in the NFL last year. Derrick Henry's getting old. Breece Hall's coming off a torn ACL. Now, that was earlier in the season, so he should be, I think, it wasn't like a serious one either. It wasn't nearly as bad as Javonte Williams, So, I don't know. At least it didn't look that bad. So, I think that Breece could definitely be back to at least like 90-95% by the beginning of the season. Kenneth Walker here at the beginning of the second kind of makes sense to me. But Steve, I'm looking at Najee Harris down here at the end of the third. Are you kidding me? Najee Harris at the end of the third over Derrick Henry in the middle of the second, especially if we're talking about like PPR. I don't know. And especially with the market being so much bigger in Pittsburgh, and that team is definitely, I think, going to be better this year than they were last year. And I don't know, man. I think Najee Harris might be undervalued here at the end of the third, Steve.
He definitely came on late last year. In the first half of the season, it was looking like his career was already coming to a near end the way he was playing. But you got to remember, he was coming off of a foot injury. Those things take time to heal. So, but he did look tough. He looked hard to bring down. He was falling forward, not down or back. You got to think behind a rookie quarterback, and now going to be a second-year guy. That whole offense should be improved, and maybe they'll be smart, go out and get a line, at least a guy, one guy maybe.
Well, like Jahmyr Gibbs, man, I got a good mind to draft first-round Alabama running backs that have massive roles. He's still, he may have been old coming into the league, but he's still in his prime, and he's gonna have a monster role on a better offense. I'll see what I can potentially get into here in Najee's football card market. I actually wrote him up in an Auction Sniper article. I don't know, it was probably about a month ago now. And he's getting very little like press. The Steelers as a whole actually has been a very quiet offseason for them so far. So anytime like people aren't talking about a team because they're talking about all these other storylines, I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to go look into their star players and see what kind of deals I can find. Here's a stained glass, bro. Rookie stained glass, $59. Big boy.
That's nice, man. I love that. I love the stained glasses. I think that year's nice too. Not necessarily that it's nicer than the other years, but I like it because it's way different. It's got a way different look than some of the previous years.
I've always wanted a stained glass. Never been able to get my hands on one.
Could be today.
2021 Mosaic stained glass. Sort by football. Look at sold items. The Tom Brady's going for $160.
Devontae, $15.
Veteran Devontae. Well,
Wow.
so this is what's interesting. So it's a veteran card, Steve. Yeah, it might be the case hit, but it's a veteran card of him in a Packers uniform that he no longer plays for.
That's tough, man. But hey, if you like Devontae, that's a great pickup, man, for that price.
626 sold listings in the past 90 days. I think this goes back. So
Rodgers.
Look at the Rodgers, man. It went super cheap too, compared to like the Brady, the Josh Allen.
I remember reading though that the 21s were considered printed a bit more heavily than previous years, which I believe.
Really? Justin Jefferson. The Mac Jones, man. Mac Jones, about $100. His market is so low. Yeah, because look at the Trevor Lawrence for $310 3 days ago. Wow.
A.R. Allen Robinson.
Kamara still selling for $20. Where's Kamara? We don't even know if Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended for 2023. Where's he at? Aaron Jones, middle of the fourth. Dalvin Cook, middle of the fourth still.
He's round 9, the first pick.
Round 9, first pick, and Dalvin Cook is in the round 4. I guess that's got to be suppressed because there's a lot of people out there that are under the impression he's going to be suspended for 2023. It's got to be. That's got to be it. So this is the average draft position. Some people are probably taking him in round 3 or something, rolling the dice that he is going to play. A lot of other people are probably fading him altogether because, he is definitely in some hot water. So he's going behind Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert, Steve, check that out.
I'm very excited to see what's going to happen there this year.
James Conner still got a bell cow roll in Arizona. There's Rashad White.
There's some
round
big
7.
value there in that 8th round, man.
Yeah, Zach Charbonnet, unknown landing spot. I know you're excited for Rashad Penny in Philadelphia. Nick Sirianni's dying to coach the guy, apparently. James Cook.
How about
Khalil
Damian
Herbert
Harris in the 11th round on Buffalo?
Where am I going? Damian Harris. You like that new landing spot for him?
I do like that. I do like that a lot.
Yeah.
I remember hearing last year that they do want to run more. And actually, they said that the year before, too, but they didn't have the recipe. They didn't have the recipe. James Cook's showing that he can be good, but he's not that bruiser. I don't think he's a 3-down guy.
No, not at all. He's a satellite plus.
Harris has the ability to carry the ball 200 times. So I think that's very interesting.
It's interesting, and the guy racked up an impressive amount of touchdowns in 2021. Racked up 15 touchdowns for the Patriots, and finished as the RB18 in fantasy that year. And there was some hype for his rookie card. And the interesting thing is, the guy's only 26 years old. Another Alabama running back from the third round. He's only 26, man. So he has not hit that age apex yet. He's got some really good bursts. He had a really solid yards per carry average in college. Got a pretty decent offensive line in Buffalo. And, man, they've got to fix their run game. So I could see him being a big component of this and actually having a much better year than he did last year. When you're the injuries
got him, man. The injuries got him last year.
Yeah, and in the depth chart competition with Ramondre Stevenson, but it was ultimately the injuries that got him that gave way to Ramondre Stevenson. So he's going to have to contend with James Cook and Nyheim Hines in Buffalo, but I think he could definitely be like a Jamal Williams type of role. If Buffalo actually fixes their run game, he could put up quite a few touchdowns. It could be a nice little best ball guy right there, man. Probably get some stuff for him super cheap too.
The great thing, Andy, about whether you're doing cards or fantasy sports or whatever, the whole speculation aspect, that's half the fun, man. And, if you can get a guy in the 11th round that can have the kind of past success he had, the previous 2 years, that's winning recipe right there.
Look, I love this here. Antonio Gibson in the 11th round. I mean, I get it that they like Brian Robinson, and he's another Alabama running back, and they want him to be like their early down guy, and they split with Antonio Gibson. But it was very close to 50-50, and he was not in the doghouse like a lot of people thought he was going to be after the 2 fumbles that he had, like in the preseason. And apparently, just like this, I don't know, this love that Ron Rivera had for Brian Robinson was just crazy last year, man.
I could see more of a timeshare or even like a 60-40. Gibson's, this is the year he's due to get the the love he deserves. I think it's going to have to be this year for him. But I still think at the end of the day, you're betting on a speculative role. So best ball may be the best place to draft a guy like him, unless there's just no one better out there. Like you're taking Gibson over Zeke, in my opinion, for sure.
I think that in terms of handcuff, you still got to look at A.J. Dillon as one of the elite handcuff running backs. I think you're getting Jamal Williams. I mean, if Alvin Kamara does get suspended for 2023, Jamal Williams becomes a screaming deal, does he not? I mean,
he was a huge value last year. Probably a guy that may have went undrafted in most formats.
Oh, dude, I had so much Jamal Williams last year. Derek and I were just loading up on it because we were doing these 0 RB rosters. And so we would, we'd be hitting the Chases, the Jeffersons, the Cups, the Hills in the early rounds, and then picking up the Jamal Williams. We had a lot of Dameon Pierce, or I did. I know you did. And then Jamal Williams was a guy that we're getting that really good value. They came through big time, man.
No, I love it, man. I love it. And look at where Madison and Kenneth Gainwell are sitting. Those are guys that could have massive roles this year, pending what the team does going into the year. Cook is still, as far as I know, being shopped. The running backfield for the Eagles, I think, is still kind of a question mark.
Yeah, I still think looking at guys at the top too, Steve. I love the new role for David Montgomery. I almost want to get some of his rookie cards too. He's still pretty young too, and man, I just think he could be so impressive behind that Lions offensive line. And with how fragile DeAndre Swift is, I don't see DeAndre Swift getting more than a 25-30% role. And then I can also still see him getting hurt with that size of a role. So it's like I want to be somewhat overexposed, I think, in that offense to David Montgomery, because I think he could be a really impressive combination there and put up touchdown numbers similar to Jamal Williams last year, but also get a little bit more receiving work and some more work between the 20s as well. So love the landing spot for David Montgomery on the Lions. And he's entering his age 26 season, so this is like his prime, And then Dameon Pierce, man, I'm not out. I think, you look at the Texans' offensive line, it's not as bad as people think, and this team is obviously getting better. They've got nowhere to go but up, and this guy exploded onto the scene, entering his second year. Now you've got a late season. Was ACL, right? So he's coming back from a significant injury, ankle, which ended his season week 14. But he ends with 1,100 yards from scrimmage in his rookie season and 5 total touchdowns. He also netted 30 receptions in that time. That's a bell cow roll, Steve. That's a bell cow roll, man.
I mean, he single-handedly carried that team for most of the season. So just imagine a scenario where he doesn't have to, how much better he can be. It's not sustainable to have to get 30 touches a game. As much as we would love that from a fantasy perspective, that's not sustainable over the course of a whole season. So getting him a little bit more help on that offense, I think, is going to make his overall season that much better.
I have a little I think I have a little bias too, because he went to the University of Florida and I made such good money on him last year before the season. He made such those massive waves in preseason. I made such good money on his college uniform product then, and that's just an important reminder, guys. I mean, if the only thing out for these players is college uniform product, I mean, it's just so liquid, especially in autograph variety and stuff. I mean, you can see some bids, but I think this stuff is going undervalued. Like Prism Red Wave Auto out of 149, Steve, for 46. I think there's definitely more juice to squeeze out of that bad boy right there.
He's got some Doug Martin vibes about him. You know, he's not as tiny, but he's just a little tough guy that just won't stop, man. That guy just won't let anybody bring him down to the ground. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. Like, all right, give me a rated rookie auto. Maybe his auto is coming up bleeding off the sticker a little bit there, but give me that for $12. I mean, that's a nice little entry level purchase. I feel great about turnaround listing that in a one touch for like $30. I'll sell that in September. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, look at that National Treasures. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'd be inclined to get something like this for my personal collection. That'd be cool. Oof.
I'm with Derek on his comment, man. I miss those days, man.
What Derek say?
Said bring back the Larry Johnsons and Jamal Andersons. We need more 400 plus carry per year running backs.
Hell yeah.
Or the the one season of almost history with Chris Johnson, you know.
Don't scoff at Goff, 5 aces 88. Don't scoff at Goff, man. It's going to be interesting to see if the Lions actually plug in a new quarterback. I don't think they do, man. I think that, you know, what's challenging is they may, because of the class, the talent that they have here, they're going to be too good this upcoming year to get a good draft pick the following year. So it's like this is their last shot to be as good as they are, but have such an early pick, you know. So it is very, very tough, man. But I know they built around him. He's really accurate and good. You get him time in the pocket, in a clean pocket. So, man, I don't know. It's going to be close. If they do, I definitely would be buying some more golf cards. I made money on golf last year. I know you did too, Steve. And I'm going to be targeting 2016 Jared Goff product. I'm curious to look at his cards on our Keeper app right now.
I think that's if you just look at the weekly discussion we have whenever his name comes up, the biggest limitation I feel like for people getting into his cards. Now, obviously, they're up a lot since we talked about him before the season last year, but I think the ceiling is shaking because people are afraid to make that leap, thinking he's going to get replaced this year. I don't see how a rookie QB makes that team better right now. I mean, they are a win. If they want to be, they are a win now team. If you look at what their record was at the end of the year, remember that they started like 1-4, 1-5, something like that before they kind of put it all together. So, everyone was saying, hey, it's the same old Lions, but we knew better, Andy.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's good. He's good in a clean pocket. And you're right, man. The weapons are there. The talent's there. I think they go defense. They've added so many corners, linebackers, safeties already in free agency. They've made moves. They're really trying to win this upcoming year. Here's a statement March 1st from the Lions GM Brad Holmes. Said Jared Goff's our starter. But, hey, man, that's no guarantee. I mean, obviously, they're picking at 6 and 18 in the first round. So they're going to have plenty of opportunities to take a quarterback if that is the move they decide on.
They're probably taking the defensive back from Illinois or another defensive lineman. I mean, their defense has some serious potential.
A lot of potential, man. I'm curious to see because this is actually a really good market for Jared Goff. 157, 52-week low, $31 compared to 157 now in auction for his Prism PSA 10. Let's see what that is compared to Dak Prescott.
I like it.
190. Man, Goff is Goff has made up so much ground on Dak Prescott. It's insane in terms
You know,
of
it's
rookie
interesting when
card
you look at
values.
like the Prism Silvers and the Optic Hollows and stuff like that. They're still pretty reasonably priced. But if you look at some of his higher end stuff, the prices are already outrageous. There's people that are anticipating a major jump. If you go look at the higher end stuff on his low numbered optics or you know, low numbered rookie tickets, just his rare stuff or like RPAs that are low numbered. I mean, they're talking like 400 or 500 plus. So there's people that are waiting for, you know, that ceiling to finally shatter and people to buy in all the way.
C2 Coins and Cards said for under $40, which one blaster would you recommend? Man, under $40. So you're not going to
I
get
don't know when they're
2020.
coming out. I bought a 2020 blaster of Optic in 2020 and got a Justin Herbert base, well-centered base, which I still have to this day. I would probably, if they're still $40, that might be a good buy. Honestly, though, with today's market, they might be 50 though.
Yeah, the 2020 blaster boxes, man. Obviously I would if you could get one for under $40, but
maybe find a mosaic. I don't know if 2020s are even going to be in that realm price wise, but you know, you might be able to grab a 2021 or even a 2022 for sure.
You can definitely get 2022. 2022 blasters of mosaic for 33, elite for 20, illusions, rookies and stars, 2022 Donruss for 28.
Yeah,
What about
mosaic
2021?
32,
Say what, Steve?
the mosaics coming out at $32. That's a steal.
Yeah, so you could do that. Let's see. Draft picks. No, I want to stay away from Chronicles draft picks. There you go. What about a 2021 Prism blaster? You can get that for 40. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks you could pull. There's a lot of good wide receivers, running backs you could pull. Or you can keep it sealed. I mean, that's a decent investment sealed. Primarily Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, you know, Jamar Chase. All those rookie cards are in that product.
Let's see here.
I'd probably look at something. I would probably stick with like one of the main. I would even do Select. No, I do Prism, Optic, or Mosaic, or Donruss, because you do get a lot of cards out of Donruss, and you get rated rookies.
And maybe you get a downtown. Maybe.
Yeah, and these are actually good for holiday gifts because you have that holiday sweater card in there. So people that are new to football cards, like I got my sister-in-law one of these boxes, and she thought it was so cool that she got because she's new to cards and she wanted to start a collection, and she thought it was really cool that there was a, you know, Christmas sweater patch card in there, even though I didn't tell her to cut the patch out, that it's probably not even for the right player, you know, and it's.
Oh man, some retired third stringer from a few seasons ago. Somebody was asking about, Jeremiah asked how much is left on Goff's deal. I did just look that up in the background here. He's got 2 years left, 23 and 24.
Yeah, in the cap hit, though, the cap hit is going to be just above $30 million in each of the next 2 seasons. They could take a quarterback this year, sit in behind Goff, and move on from Goff in 2024. So that's an interesting opportunity. What if they spend their number 6 pick, because they have been acquiring a lot of defensive pieces in free agency? What if they spend their number 6 pick on a quarterback? They get one of these elite quarterback prospects, and just sit him behind Goff for an entire year. I think that'll immediately present an opportunity because there'll be speculation this guy will be the starter. Although we know that they're in win now mode, so Goff starts in 2023. So we buy Goff at the draft when they draft the quarterback. That might be the time. We might be sniping Jared Goff cards during the draft if they draft a quarterback. If they draft a quarterback, there might be some really juicy deals that weekend on some Jared Goff cards. And I think it would be smart because I'm not looking at it for long-term investment. I'm talking about everything us talk about here is like a lot of flipping. I know there's some guys that want to hold the cards for 3 to 5 years, and that's cool. But I like to capitalize when I can capitalize, Steve. And I like to flip them when I can, man.
Yeah, I think it's different if you happen to land something that's like the kind of card that doesn't make its way into somebody's hands very often. I think that's maybe an exception to the rule. But overall, I agree. If you can get, a significant margin from where you got in at, it's usually worth pulling the trigger on. Derek loves hookers, man. What can you say? Hendon hooker. Earlier he was talking about a $250 hooker. He's got hookers on the mind tonight.
So I'm reading all the comments over here. Trying to catch up on the comments. Man, I'm way behind the chat. Tyreek said, "Would you invest in Jalen Hurts?" We talked about, man. I think there's definitely still some upside in Jalen Hurts. So yeah, I'd be investing in him for another Super Bowl run. Is what I would be looking at that for. Based on where they're currently at. And Jalen Hurts or Trevor Lawrence, which one would you invest in long term? I mean, they're both really good, I think, investments for the next 2 to 3 years. Man, but that's a tough one. I guess whichever one I could find the best deal on plus scarcity.
I feel like Trevor Lawrence's are by a good margin more expensive for a comparable card.
Scatterbrain says he diversifies who he buys instead of going crazy on a selected few players. Learn my lesson. I agree too. You always end up hitting on at least a few players that way. Appreciate that, Josh. Shout out to Josh Williams from Down Home Sports Cards. Appreciate that. Smash the like button. BCJ, man, you keep going back to Javonte every week. I don't think he's going to be ready in time for the season. I don't know that he'll be back to 100%. I think this is going to be more like a J.K. Dobbins season for him this year, like it was for J.K. last year. I just don't see Javonte getting back to 100% this year. It's kind of like how Saquon was 2 years ago. And I think that's going to be Javonte's 2023, unfortunately. I could see the Broncos. I know they don't have any draft capital at all, but I could see them adding some more running back depth.
I think he's a good dynasty stat, but I think you're right. I think he'll definitely be lagging a bit this year. Although some guys do heal quicker. You don't know. Dobbins did have, I think, he did retweak it at some point and had the scope early in the year. So it's possible, Javonte. Look what, AP did. He came back from these injuries real quick, too. So I guess it just depends on the guy.
There you go. I'm catching up. Derek said Jahmyr Gibbs being comped to Kamara. And the Broncos added Samaje Perine. So Samaje Perine will definitely be a starter. He was competent starter in Cincinnati for a while. Yeah, Derek and I and Steve, we all agree Najee's a steal. He's a steal right now. I'm going to go back to that stained glass. It should be ending about now before we get into some opening some mail. Hopefully I didn't miss it. 40. Oh, it's still got 43 minutes left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is up to 65.
It's gaining some steam. I mean, there's obviously still some people that are in on Najee. You know, I bet there's a place where you could really find some cheap Najee Harris cards, Andy. Optic preview, man. Jeremiah.
Veteran.
Don't tell anybody about my secret maneuver, Jeremiah. That's only when needed.
David Montgomery, cracked ice SSP out of 50. That's a cool
Ooh,
looking card, but it is a veteran card.
Yeah, if that was a 2019, that would be different.
Yeah. Yeah, there's such a big uniform and color scheme difference between David Montgomery with the Bears and David Montgomery with the Lions. Like, just this is like night and day, brown to blue, you know? That I think the David Montgomery veteran cards that come out of him in Lions uniforms are going to be a hit. It's going to be definitely a target, super rare veteran David Montgomery Lions uniform cards.
It's going to be weird to see, man. It's going to be weird.
There you go, Steve. Flag that one is green. I struggle with the aesthetics on this one a little bit.
That's a banger, man. In the right lighting, that's a banger.
Out of 35, man. Out of 35. I do like the background design. I just, out of the color, I guess the color clash of the green. It's interesting, though. It kind of reminds me of like the Green Goblin or something. Maybe it's because that round thing behind him. So like he's riding on that round thing. Well, got to stay vigilant. Got to do some more research and homework. There's another green.
Yeah, that's dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap.
$10.50 out the door right now.
I mean, that's a flag. That's a PSA 10 Prism rookie.
You know what would be a good color match for Steelers would be like a honeycomb.
And shout out to Kyle Owsley. Appreciate that. Kyle thinks that Khalil Herbert won't get the volume that he deserves, and there's definitely a big possibility of that.
The thing with him is, if you look at the best games he had, it was games where he had a work share. For some reason, in games he started exclusively, he did kind of sputter out. I'm not sure why that is, but.
And we do like Deontay Foreman, you know. I definitely think that's considerable depth chart competition in Deontay Foreman. I mean, Deontay Foreman has really hit a stride the last 2 years. The dude's a stud, man. The dude's a stud.
I think they used him to, soften the defense up a little bit, and then they just bring Herbert in.
Yeah. I like Herbert's ability to generate yards after contact and extend plays. I mean, he's so good at that. Especially behind such a bad offensive line.
We did make some pickups, and I do think we probably take a lineman in the first round.
That is worth and it's also worth noting here from Kyle that the Commanders did bring in Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs. And now I don't know how much credit you want to give him for any of the play calling on offense or offensive schematics in Kansas City. A lot of that was Andy Reid and then Patrick Mahomes executing just like, a freak of nature. But, I definitely think that Eric Bieniemy brings an upgrade to the Commanders, definitely brings a little bit more dynamic play calling and scheming to the offense there. Maybe a little bit better usage for a guy like Antonio. Can't really go anywhere up this year. I mean, his ADP has dropped so much, and his cards are just like dirt cheap.
It's going to be interesting. Did you happen to find a Najee honeycomb, Andy? I think that's the
yeah.
That is the perfect color match, in my opinion. there's obviously like gold standard and even like black, Panini black would make for a good goo. So there's one. It's an overpriced one, but
It's one, man. A lot of Najee collectors out there probably got the guy stashed.
That's a
I mean,
good
there's
one there.
6 bids.
that's a
There's
good one.
6 bids on his. Oh, this is an orange optic out at $199. For a second there, I thought it was one of those press proof premiums. But yeah, he's got fans, man. He's still out of value. I know you're gonna pay a decent amount for him, but just like getting him in the 5th round, his rookie cards are still out of value. If you hunt them in auction, you can find the opportunity 100%.
It's still, still a Steelers market, so it's not going to be dirt cheap, but dirt cheap by comparison to what maybe they should be going for, I guess you could say.
Is this a debut? Here's this
There
one's
you go.
claiming to be a honeycomb for 145 OBL. Yeah, that's honeycomb.
Yeah. I like it.
145 OBO. Looks like it might be a couple dimples. I'm seeing what appears to be a couple dimples around some of the etching. But I think the corners look good. The edges look good. Yeah, it's hard to tell about the centering on this one. I probably want to go compare it to that PSA 10 or that BGS 9.5. Guy does have make offer. I would go and compare this across the draft class just to be comfortable at where the rest of the draft class is selling for honeycombs.
Yeah, I have yet to grab a honeycomb yet, but that's on the list.
But I think this one's definitely worth flagging and doing some more homework on.
Yeah, that's a nice compliment to the uniform.
Dan said he just bought 2 Deonta Foreman rookie ticket autos 5 minutes ago.
I think the average Bears fan doesn't know what we got this year. I think everyone's thinking, hey, it's Herbert's time, but I don't think they realize it's probably still most likely a timeshare.
Yeah, definitely, definitely time. But Deonta Foreman rook cards are so cheap from 2017, drafted by the Houston Texans in the 3rd round. So it's like, he's got his rook cards are just so cheap. I mean, it's got like that big game upside, man. You rip some of those 150-yard, 3 touchdown games, especially now playing for Chicago. You got the whole.
You have a memorable game in this city, and your name will never be forgotten. So
yeah,
in Chicago sports, it goes goes a long way if you can have a memorable game, which we know he had quite a few last year. Look
at Justin Fields, man. He didn't throw the ball good last year, but damn, his highlight reel running the ball was insane. So. Yeah, man. Throw a scrappy guy like Deonta Foreman there, who, by the way, has a 94th percentile speed score. 94th percentile speed score, combining his 40-yard time with his height and his explosiveness. I mean, dude, I'm gonna have some exposure. I'm 100% gonna have some exposure, especially with the injury risk and fragility of the running back position.
Travis Homer. Yeah, I almost forgot about that guy.
Yeah, Travis Homer's on the roster now.
He'll be like in the Ebner role, which I could see him getting cut after this year or before this year even. Herbert. Yeah, I mean, no reason not to be high on Herbert. There's, as of right now, everyone in that chance has a place to shine currently. You mentioned running backs, Andy. Who's a guy that, you personally really like? Maybe somebody we haven't talked about yet.
Well, I like the value that I could potentially get on Najee first and foremost. I think he's a steal here at the end of the third. I'm liking that ADP currently. I still think that Kenneth Walker may be a little bit undervalued, particularly in rookie cards. I'm a big Travis Etienne believer, although they did add some additional depth chart competition for him. So yeah, it's got. I think he's still going to be like a 60 to 65% opportunity share guy. I had a lot of exposure to him in fantasy, couple cards, but I mean his value there in the third round could be really could be good. I mean they didn't add like anybody significant, right?
If you and I are drafting right now, and it's your pick, and the next two running backs available are Kenneth Walker and Bijan Robinson, who are you taking? So it's a single season.
Kenneth Walker,
not a keeper.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker. He's already got the role.
Yeah,
it's
agree.
a dynamic offense. They like to run the ball. Geno Smith is executing at such a high level last year. He's going to have a 65% workload, rushing, receiving. The guy is so dynamic, so fast. I mean, he's best comparable to LaDainian Tomlinson on Player Profiler. So, yeah, I'm going to take that locked in, you know, although because I don't know the landing spot of Bijan, like, right? I mean, I think that is important.
No, I absolutely agree. But I mean, Kenneth Walker definitely played well enough last year to make the argument that he's underrated in these rankings. Yeah.
So I still see value. I still see value in him. I think the fantasy community is higher on him than the football card market. So I think there's opportunity to be had there on Kenneth Walker, Najee, both these guys, Dave Montgomery and Dameon Pierce in my book, and honestly, J.K. Dobbins. I mean, J.K. Dobbins on the rate, especially if they get rid of Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson gets traded, J.K. Dobbins started to get pretty healthy towards the end of this past season. We know how scrappy that guy is in terms of like being competitive. The work ethic is incredible. This is a former second round pick from Ohio State that has a 96 percentile speed score, runs a sub 4.4, runs a sub 4.440, had one of the highest yards per carry average at Ohio State, absolutely dominated. And he's only 24 years old. So just like Saquon and stuff, I think this is the year for J.K. Dobbins to really get back to that rookie form where he's averaging 6 yards per carry. You know, I mean, I just remember J.K. Dobbins, like every time touching the ball, is picking up 10, 15 yards, sometimes breaking away, can score from anywhere on the field. He's got soft hands, ability to receive the ball as well. Get him fully healthy, get him 200 rushing attempts, and that you're looking at a top 10, no problem, top 5 potential season from him.
Yeah, he was not 100%, and he had some incredible runs last year. So if he can be back to form, we saw flashes his rookie year of how great he is, but I think that we're just going to be seeing it for real now.
And his cards may be just dirt cheap right now, dude.
I know everyone's got the Bijan hype. I get that, but there's a lot of factors that go into it. There's no doubt that he's an amazing talent, but like Andy said, if he goes to a team like Dallas, for example, if he's competing for snaps, it does limit his upside quite a bit. Or if he goes to a team that just has a really trash O-line, the Bears, not saying he'll go to the Bears, but just using that as an example, there's obviously some limitations in play. So if you were drafting today, you at least know what you're getting out of player A versus a rookie that you are only hypothesizing you're getting.
I hope that Bijan goes to a spot where he's actually got to earn the role. Like he's got depth chart competition. He's got to earn the role, because then I can buy his rookie cards undervalued. That's exactly what I did with Breece Hall and Dameon Pierce last summer after the draft. You know, it's like, okay, landing spot is interesting. You know, it's basically like the analysis for Breece Hall after the Jets. He goes to the Jets. All right, this is interesting. We know he's going to earn the role, but he doesn't automatically seize it. And then training camp, it's like, oh no, Michael Carter's still our starter, blah, blah, blah. You know, so, you know, it wasn't, and then, you know, there's obviously quarterback questions like, well,
like what, Andy, what if he goes to Arizona?
Yeah, like if he goes, I mean, that's a perfect spot for me to buy Bijan Robinson rookie cards. I'll tell you that. It's not going to make a lot of people too happy. I don't know. He's going to be happy with that. I doubt it, but
he holds on signing his contract.
So you're selling, if you have the Bijans that you bought like last October, November, college stuff, you're selling them heading into the draft. Like you're selling them on draft night. But then based on the landing spot, there may be this opportunity, just like Breece Hall last year, Dameon Pierce, where you can load up on them before the season again and sell them for a big profit when training camp footage comes out. When you get into September, they actually seize that role. Preseason, they get the time, they break off the 65-yard run, break a couple tackles, and all of a sudden, boom, people flock to eBay and spend 3 times what you paid for it because there's not many of them on there, you know, and they're just trying to get a rookie auto or a rookie rare, you know, and you can make a lot of profit that way, man.
I think it's worth noting too that we were talking about, I mentioned earlier, just the single season draft. You know, obviously if this was like Dynasty perhaps or a keeper league, those ratings could potentially be drastically different. But I'm talking about one season, you know. You're talking about a safe play versus speculative. There's no doubt the guy's good, but there's a lot of unknowns in play when you don't know what team the guy will end up on. Like I said, Arizona's maybe the best example. Arizona, how good of a season does he have if he has to go to Arizona? You saw how terrible that team looked last year.
Derek said, call him the Kenneth Walker. Bijan's better than Walker, even if he's only around to run backwards.
Andy, it almost slipped by, but I wanted to say something earlier. I think James had the comment of the night. Let's start that one up. James's last comment. That was never slipping by me. I just had to wait for the right moment to bring it up.
What's that?
James said, now that Brian Edwards is a Saint, Derek Carr going to the Super Bowl. That's right. He's got his boy back.
Brian Edwards? Oh, my God. That's the cream of the so are we cutting this hobby box open because we are running at an hour and a half. I try to make these streams somewhat rewatchable for the greater YouTube audience, but honestly, the hobby box isn't that big. We could probably rip it open in 10 to 15 minutes. The Bowman Chrome U. You want to see if you got anything good in here, Derek? Or should we save it for the stream next week with Carter?
Just for you, Derek. The Bijan auto in there.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a first, though, because Bijan autos were in last year's Bowman U Chrome. Let's save it, Steve, because for two reasons, and I know you'll understand this. One, we're at an hour and 38 minutes, and the other one is that we were originally going to rip this with Carter, who is,
for sure,
has like 10 times more college football knowledge than both of us combined. So he's like able to give analysis and stuff on the players as we rip them open. So I feel obligated to save the college uniform product for Carter. But you know what? Our guy Billy T. I still act as a consignment for Billy T. I've got a lot of mail over here. Billy's been buying a lot of cards that he sent to me. We might just we should put Billy on the spot and open his mail, see what football cards
Let's
he's been
go.
buying.
Yeah, man. Let's see what's he got.
It's going to take me just a second because what I got to do is invite my phone to the stream.
You know, I know earlier a couple people, we were talking about the optic previews. A couple guys I like that aren't on necessarily the fantasy radar because they're on the defensive side of the ball, but someone mentioned about Mr. George Karlaftis earlier. I picked up some of Mr. George Karlaftis. I think I have 3 different colored optic previews of his right now so far. So as long as they're cheap, I'm buying, man.
He's a stud, man.
They're calling him the Greek Freak. That's the nickname that Giannis has in the NBA, and he's like one of the top NBA players. So that's quite a blessing to have that nickname.
Let's see. Yeah, I've been saving my mail to do a mail day. I kind of need to create some more videos.
Mail day, Andy. I think everyone in the chat would agree. That's just my favorite content, man. That's just there's no beating that.
Here we go. Got the StreamYard link. Phone is hopping in the stream here. No, get out of that. No. We're gonna copy. All right, let's try this again.
You might be onto something, Derek.
Mute.
Trying to see if I got any of my recent pickups laying around that I can flash on screen real quick. Let's see. Not a
what? You're gonna flash the screen?
Yeah, not a recent pickup, but I bought this back in 2020, and I've been hanging on to it, and now I'm getting quite a bit of attention. Back when Select, I think, was a bit nicer. Got this lovely DJ Moore checkerboard prism, field level. The glare is killing this thing, but there you go. Been getting a lot of hits on that one, so like we said, sometimes it is worth hanging on to a card. I think that there's a lot of people that feel that they have to sell right away, and that's not always the right choice. Now, sometimes it is, though, so you do have to sometimes hedge your bets on what you got.
There we go. Looky here, looky here. Okay. Is there any type of echo or feedback or anything? You think we're good?
No, you're good.
Cool. Cool. I have no clue what Billy's been buying. Let's see.
We all get to find out at the same time.
Puts you on the spot, Billy. Sometimes he sends some pretty nice cards, man. He's been flipping some pretty nice cards. See what he's got here. Rashad Bateman. Purple.
Oh, purple, nice.
Prism black. Derek's favorite 3rd, 4th round wide receiver. Probably get him in the 8th to 10th round of fantasy drafts this year. Rashad Bateman, Prism Black. I do like the Prism Black design, man. Purple Prism, serial number 110 out of 199.
We talk a bit about shying away from Chronicles, but I will say this, man. There's some pretty sick cards that come out of that product, but there's also a lot of duds, man.
For Ravens fans, I know. Yeah, this looks cool.
That's a great color scheme, Billy. Nice pickup.
Yeah. Need a big bounce back from Rashad Bateman this year. Who could potentially be his quarterback? Tyler Huntley?
Nah, they need like a pocket QB or someone not so run focused.
This is a plain white envelope type of deal. Oh, we got him a little Jordan Love pickup for the flip. Probably picked this select Premier. What is this? Yeah, this is just a Premier base for just a couple bucks. Probably just looking to make a little plain white envelope flip with this.
I dig it. Got to get it. Guys like that, you got to get in on. There probably is not a whole lot of time left.
Yeah, probably not, right?
I think that, the way this is shaping up with Rodgers, I could see that trade being like a draft day trade, Andy.
That very well could be. See what he's got in here. This one has been very nicely packed. Very nicely packed. The raw card. Double bubble mailered. Hobby armor. This is very promising.
Make sure you give this guy good feedback. I love seeing that. And Andy, as we preach all the time, when you get, nice packaging on one of your shipments like this, definitely give the guy his props and make sure that you reuse that stuff, because it's not, now you can pay it forward basically.
Where's Late Stick at? Where's Late Stick Collectibles? Where's Jonathan Taylor cards? Where's James? James was posting up a Kadarius Toney in the chat earlier. Here is a blue rookie ticket auto, Kadarius Toney on card autograph, 18 out of 75. Wonderful penmanship, don't you think, Steve?
I love how the autograph is so far to the left that it's even off the freaking card. Oh, man.
He does everything fast, man. It's everything really fast.
Must have been in a real hurry.
Beautiful. I love the Optic Prism rookie ticket autos, though. I mean, dude, this is one of my favorite cards all time. Such a beautiful card. Let's see. He's got another one here.
What could it be?
That was some nice pickups so far.
You probably got hurt signing. Had a forearm cramp. Didn't get his electrolytes, probably.
Another Kadarius Toney.
Clearly rated rookie. I like it.
Billy's been on that Kadarius Toney hunt lately. Clearly, Donruss rated rookie there. Got the acetate finish.
I know some people don't like it, but I really like the clearlies, the acetate cards.
They're very flexible. Like, they're very bendy. It's like very, like, I mean, I'm serious. Like, I'm barely touching it. I mean, look, I mean, there's a lot of flexibility to it. It's like a very thin plastic.
I will say this, though. Your odds of having a dinged corner or some edge wear are almost zero on these.
Yeah, but your surface issues go way up.
Yeah, so surface and centering are going to be the two real ones you have to look for, which obviously at this point you're talking about like only having to look out for a couple things instead of 4 things. But yeah, we don't know the price points, but all we can do is say that there's some nice pickups, what I would agree with.
No, but I've been working with Billy now for almost a year, and I know he sends me a lot of the items that he buys, like in Discord. Him and I, he sends me a lot of DMs on stuff he's looking at. He asks me about price points he's getting in at. Obviously, I see the flips that he's making and stuff as his consignment service. So he is doing a good job. What is this? Kyle Pitts Black. Interesting here. We've got a Kyle Pitts Black. I don't know. Is this rookie or is this has got to be? No, it's 2022. Kyle Pitts Black. He must have just really liked the look of it or something. Yeah, it's plain white envelope, so it must have just been pretty cheap pickup. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking card.
No, this have a great design.
Man, this was. Oh, I remember what this one. This is how long it's been since I've opened mail. I'll open this one on here. This one's kind of dated. I'm pretty sure this is the card I'm thinking of. You guys saw me buy this one on stream. This was one I sniped on stream. Yeah, I thought it was. Maybe not. Well, we're opening it anyways. Whatever. Oh, no, this is not the card I was thinking of. I think I bought this. No, I did buy this on stream, but this is not the card I was thinking of. You guys did see me buy this on stream. Oh, this was going back to you remember our tight end episode? I'm super bullish on this young tight end here heading into his third year.
Yeah, dude, we got that cheap, I remember.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like $18?
Yeah, dude. I want to say I got this for like $15 or $18. I'll look it up real quick.
I remember we bid on like 2 cards simultaneously, and I said I think we'll get the optic for blank, and then you ended up getting it. Man, that is a nice card. Look at it.
Purchase history. Yeah, I love it. This is on card blue ink, looking really clean here. Optic, rated rookie. It's also serial numbered on the back. We've got a serial number 67 out of 75. Let's see. Yeah, we got this for $15.50, Steve.
That is a steal.
Yeah, with the shipping, the order total was $20. So there you go. Yeah, that's a steal.
I like it, man. I had him on quite a few fantasy squads last year.
And then I'm curious to see where his Freiermuth's ADP is actually pretty solid. It's in the 7th round, so he's going between Evan Ingram and David Njoku range. He's going around the same range as Rashad White, Tyler Algier, Tyler Lockett, Miles Sanders, James Conner.
You know, there's definitely franchises that have more love for the tight end position. Bears being one, and Steelers being a big one.
Baby. Yeah, love me some Pat Freiermuth. Don't you be picking on Kenny Two Gloves, man. He's gonna ball out this year. Let's see what else we got. Now this one's from Billy. Another Billy here. Let's see. Elijah Moore. Black with the patch. Should I cut the patch out? Go ahead for Billy. Cut the patch out to see if it's Elijah Moore's patch.
What's the numbering on that?
Out of 25. 08 out of 25, right. Which is a jersey number match. I don't know if he's going to keep his same number on the Browns, but this is a jersey number match, dude. 08 out of 25.
If it matches his uniform on that card, it counts, right?
Yeah. It's very true. I don't know why I'm taking this out. I'm not going to take this out because these chonkers are hard to get back in there. But yeah, that's a jersey number, serial number match. That's cool. Sticker auto, Panini Black.
That's sweet.
Yeah, nice pickup, Billy. I'm still a big Elijah Moore fan.
Yeah, I think he at least ended up somewhere where he might actually get some balls thrown his way now.
The better opportunity. Where, dude, I hope I'm not missing a card, man. What is this? This is to me. This doesn't feel like a slab, though. I'm looking for a slab in the mail. This says this is a slab. Oh yeah, I think this. Oh, maybe here it is. So here's a package I found that fell down. Oh, okay. This is my slab. I don't know what this is. I have 2 packages here. This one's the slab. You guys saw me buy this one on the air. Let's see if you remember this one. You remember it, Steve?
Let's see.
It's a PSA 10.
Yeah. Nice.
Opticalo Kyle Trask PSA 10. We sniped on air for just under, I think it was $100. Yeah, $90.
High risk, high reward, but the reward would be quite high should he get the job.
It's going right on my wall, brother. It's going right on my wall. Former Gator, Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback on his rookie contract. I hope he beats out Baker Mayfield in the preseason for the starting job.
Yeah, I was early in the game. I was sticking up for Baker, but I think I'm just kind of tired of him already.
Yeah, man. I'm rooting for Trask to beat him out now. Now this card says to Andy from Billy. So this apparently. Okay, this is a card that Billy bought me as a gift, a random act of kindness for being his co-signer on these other cards. I appreciate that, Billy. We have a good partnership going. Oh, sweet, dude. Actually, I think
That's dope.
yeah, man,
Pro Bowl
really
uniform?
cool. All pro. 2005 tops, Tom Brady, PSA 9. That's gonna look cool on the wall too, man. I like the gold, the little gold, lettering on that. The Tops football 50 years. Tops always had a way of putting that little gold trim on the lettering, kind of making that,
It'll
quality.
actually fit well with your Buccaneers cards because he's wearing like a red uniform.
Check it out, man. There you go. Both of them going on the wall.
Dig it.
Sweet.
Dig it.
Sweet. And we got one more that I purchased that I have no clue what this is for now.
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth
Bijan
Walker.
Robinson.
Maybe Najee Harris. I don't know. I have no clue who this is. Maybe I don't
Sam
know.
Darnold.
Oh, maybe it is. I have no clue, man.
Did you ever end up winning that one last week?
No, I didn't, man. Someone sniped it for me. Like that rookie ticket auto, Sam Darnold ended for closer to $200. It's a Gardner Minshew rookie ticket,
Sweet.
a rookie auto.
And sealed.
Nice. Sealed by Panini. Got the Phoenix, got the rookie auto. He's got the guns out, man. He's got
That's
the
dope,
guns
man.
out. Is this serial number 2? No. But still, I like that seal. I wonder how much I picked this one up for. Let me see.
I think you gotta, even if they draft a QB, you gotta think that he probably at least starts the season, right?
I think so.
Unless whoever they draft has just an insane camp.
I picked this up for $31.99. I think I've got upside in this card immediately if I wanted to. But yeah, I'm looking for more potentially September flip, but I am fine just stashing this on my wall as well for a little while. But I'll probably list this for, I may start out at 100 and see what happens. The market may lower it. If his time in Indianapolis doesn't pan out. But if he gets a starting job, man, he's a gunslinger, dude. Sweet. Awesome. That was a fun little mail day, Steve.
Not to mention we've seen what just one simple injury can do, even if the guy starts for 1 week or 2 weeks. So that's why the QB market is as wild as it is. hang on to a couple backups, and they're one injury away from getting bloated values.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you guys. Had a good time tonight, as always. Make sure you hit that like button. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time, man. We've got so much fun stuff to dig into this off season, and we'll continue to chip away at it every week.
Couple weeks till the draft, Andy. We'll have to hunker down, cover the rest of the positions, and then maybe just get into best ball one of these nights.
Yeah, we got to get into best ball, man. Underdog fantasy.com. Promo code Quest. Go ahead and get signed up now. 100% instant deposit bonus. You can draft a team anytime. Pick'ems, any sport. We got to start getting into more underdog as well. We are affiliated with them. They're actually our only partner of the channel now. So, Underdog Fantasy, go check them out, and we'll actually get into some drafts here very soon. Probably next week may even be a good time to do that. Next week may even be a good time.
Yeah, we'll be like, what, 2-3 weeks out at that point?
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. Steve and I are out of here. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everyone. Peace.